Anne and Betsy, Part 2, The Price of Truth. Chapter 9, The Meeting. The cafe Patricia Whitmore chose whispered old money in every corner. Anne felt every thread of her thrift store dress as she approached the table where Patricia sat waiting, perfectly composed in pearls and predatory patience. "Anne Rodriguez," Patricia said without rising, "please sit." Up close, Betsy's mother was beautiful the way expensive things were beautiful. Flawless surface hiding something that might cut you. Her smile was winter moonlight, bright, cold, revealing nothing. "I'm going to be direct," Patricia continued, stirring her tea. "I know what you are, a predator. You hunt lonely, wealthy men through dating apps, play the struggling artist, let them feel like heroes helping with rent, car payments, little emergencies." Anne's throat constricted. "I don't know what you mean." "Of course you do." Patricia's voice was silk wrapped around steel. "The question is, what do you want from my daughter?" "I don't want anything from Betsy." Patricia laughed like breaking glass. "Tell me, Anne, do you know what Elizabeth is worth? Her trust fund alone would set you up for life." "I didn't know about any trust fund." "Everyone cares about money, dear. But here's what concerns me. Elizabeth has been different since meeting you, more rebellious. Yesterday, she asked about her father's business trips. The temperature seemed to drop. She's asking the wrong questions, Anne. That cannot continue." Chapter 10. The Evidence. Patricia slid a manila envelope across the table. Anne's hands trembled opening it, and her world tilted sideways. Professional photographs. Anne at dinner with Marcus, calculating the cost of his watch. Anne kissing Trevor, reaching for his envelope of cash. Anne in David's car, counting bills. But the last photo made her blood freeze. Anne in her apartment, taken through her window, holding her mother's picture. "How long have you been watching me?" "Long enough." Patricia's smile widened, shark-like. "I make it my business to know anyone in Elizabeth's orbit. You have a choice, Anne. Disappear from Elizabeth's life voluntarily, and these remain private. Or Elizabeth sees exactly who you really are, along with everyone else, your employers, landlord, those sweet followers who think you have integrity." Her eyes glittered. "Some of these men are married. I wonder how their wives would feel." "You can't do this." "I can do whatever I want. That's what money buys. Elizabeth is mine, Anne. I won't let some gold digger destroy everything I've built." Chapter 11. The Hospital. Anne found Betsy in the ICU waiting room, her perfect composure finally cracked. Designer clothes wrinkled, makeup smeared, hands shaking around cold coffee. "He overdosed," Betsy said without preamble. "The doctors say accidental, but I found him in his study. Pills everywhere, bottles of prescriptions I'd never seen." A doctor approached, face grave. "Miss Whitmore, your father's stable, but the toxicology report showed unusual medications. Some aren't for addiction treatment. They're typically used for memory suppression in psychiatric facilities." After he left, Betsy stared at nothing. "She's been drugging him. My mother's been drugging my father to keep him compliant." "But why?" Anne thought of Patricia's cold cruelty. "When did your mother's affair start?" 7 years ago. Why? "When did your father's problems begin?" Betsy's face went white. 7 years ago, right after Grandma Louise died and left everything to Dad. Mum was furious. She'd expected to inherit the family foundation. The pieces clicked. "Anne, I think my mother killed my grandmother." Chapter 12. The Discovery. That night, using her access codes, Betsy broke into Patricia's office while Anne stood watch. They uncovered layers of deception. The foundation was a shell, millions vanishing into offshore accounts. Medical records showed prescriptions from Dr. Friedrich Voss, whose license was revoked for illegal pharmaceutical trials. Worse were the family photos. Pictures of young Betsy circled in red ink with Patricia's notes. Too inquisitive. Potential liability. There were forged medical records for Betsy too. Prescriptions for anxiety medication she'd never taken. Psychiatric evaluations she'd never received. She was planning to do the same to me, Betsy breathed. If I got too close to the truth, she'd have me declared mentally incompetent. Anne's phone buzzed. Unknown number. You should have taken my offer. Now it's too late for both of you. The lights went out. Chapter 13. The Hunt. Footsteps echoed through the darkened house, slow, deliberate, predatory. Patricia was home and she wasn't alone. Elizabeth, Patricia's voice drifted up, sickeningly sweet. I know you're here, darling. Come down so we can talk like civilized people. They crept toward Betsy's childhood bedroom, seeing figures moving in the shadows below. Inside, Betsy pointed to the fire escape, but Anne spotted more figures waiting in the yard. They were trapped. Elizabeth, sweetheart, open the door. The handle turned, testing the lock. Your friend has been lying to you. I have proof. But it doesn't have to end badly. Dr. Voss has wonderful new treatments. You'll both feel better once you stop fighting. The door opened. Patricia stepped in, her perfect composure finally cracked. Hair disheveled, lipstick smeared, eyes holding manic gleam. There you are, my darlings. Dr. Voss is waiting downstairs. He's very excited to meet you both. Chapter 14. The Doctor. Dr. Voss looked like someone's kindly grandfather. White hair, wire-rimmed glasses, cardigan. But his eyes held the same cold calculation as Patricia's, magnified by years of breaking human minds. Security forced them into chairs as he prepared syringes. Nothing harmful, I assure you. Simply adjustments to help you see clearly. He held up clear liquid. This will help with your memory issues, Elizabeth. Those troubling questions will fade away. You'll be happy again. He turned to Anne with another syringe. And for you, something for your antisocial tendencies. No more lying manipulation. You'll find honest work fulfilling. Anne realized with horror he wasn't planning to kill them. Death was too simple. He'd turn them into hollow versions of themselves, like Betsy's father. The beauty of modern pharmacology, Dr. Voss continued, is precision. Your personalities remain intact, but troublesome aspects, curiosity, defiance, moral qualms, simply disappear. He reached for Betsy's arm. They had seconds before everything was lost forever. Chapter 15. The Fire. Anne slammed her head backward into her captor's face, feeling his nose break. Grabbing the syringe from Dr. Voss, she drove it into his thigh. What have you done? He gasped. Gave you a taste of your own medicine. Chaos erupted. Betsy broke free and swung her hidden bookend at Patricia's temple. Patricia went down hard, blood pooling beneath perfect blonde hair. The kitchen, Betsy shouted, grabbing Anne's hand. Gas stove. They turned on all burners without lighting them, then smashed the overhead fixture, sending sparks showering down. At the back door, Patricia appeared, bloodied but alive, silver revolver gleaming. You stupid girls, she slurred. Years of planning, and you think you can destroy it all. Dr. Voss stumbled in, movements erratic from his own drugs. Patricia. I don't. Where am I? Anne grabbed kitchen matches, striking one. You want to destroy everything? Fine. Let's destroy everything. You're bluffing, Patricia said, voice wavering. You've already taken everything from me. What's left to lose? Dr. Voss, lost in pharmaceutical confusion, reached for the electrical panel. Sparks flew as his addled fingers found wrong switches. The explosion lit up the night like a second sun. Chapter 16. After the fire, Anne woke in a hospital 3 days later, bandaged and raw from smoke. Betsy sat beside her bed, looking like hell but alive. Patricia, Anne whispered, dead. Dr. Voss too, the explosion ... Betsy shuddered. There wasn't much left. Detective Martinez questioned them, her expression growing grim as they described Patricia's crimes. We found her files, what survived, financial records, surveillance photos. You exposed one of the most sophisticated fraud schemes we've ever seen. After she left, Anne said, I'm sorry for lying to you, for being exactly what your mother said. Stop, Betsy's voice was firm. You saved my life, my father's life. You stopped a monster. Whatever you did to survive doesn't change who you really are. I don't know who I really am anymore. Then we'll figure it out together. No more performances, just us. Through the window, the city sprawled below. For the first time in years, Anne felt like she'd found something real. What happens now? Betsy smiled genuinely for the first time. Now we paint something new, something that's actually ours. But in the shadows, a figure in nurse's uniform quietly added something to Anne's IV line, then slipped away. Strange drowsiness crept over her, and her vision blurred. The last thing she saw was Betsy's face, twisted with alarm. Anne, help! I need help! The corridor remained ominously quiet, and somewhere in the distance, Anne heard familiar laughter, cold, calculating, and very much alive. To be continued. Who was the mysterious figure? Could Patricia have survived? What new horrors await as they discover some monsters are harder to kill than they thought? Find out in Part 3, the final canvas.